Picture a quiet suburban street. A couple in their late 50s sit down to check their combined net worth for the first time in years. When the numbers finish loading, the total lands just above $3 million. They don't feel rich. There are no flashy sports cars in the driveway and no holiday homes on the coast. They still drive a 6-year-old Toyota and check the docket at Woolies. Real wealth in this country rarely looks the way social media tells you it should. According to the latest Global Wealth Report, Australia is now home to close to 2 million US dollar millionaires. Translating that to Aussie dollars, holding at least $1.5 million in net wealth is closer to normal than rare. The average Aussie household is worth $1.56 million, yet the median sits far below, at just $700,000. A tiny group of wealthy families on the far right of the curve is pulling the national average up. To actually hit a net worth of $3 million or more, a household must climb into the top 5% of the country. Out of every 100 households, only 4 or 5 have made it. The interesting part is the exact mathematical steps they took to get there. When you look at the households sitting in that top 5%, you don't find lottery winners, crypto billionaires, or massive inheritances. You find a very specific recipe of deeply mundane assets. This pie chart breaks down exactly where Australian household wealth is held. The largest slice, a massive 56%, is tied up entirely in physical land and family homes. If you bought a family home in Sydney or Melbourne 20 years ago for $400,000 and held onto it, that same property likely sits at a $2.2 million valuation today. With the mortgage fully offset, the market did most of the heavy lifting for you. The second engine driving this portfolio is superannuation. It operates quietly in the background, fueled by decades of untouched, tax-advantaged compound interest. Take a look at this compounding area chart. It maps out a couple who both contribute the minimum super guarantee, plus a small extra amount, from age 25 to 60. With average market returns, those steady inputs accelerate into a combined retirement balance between $1.2 and $1.8 million. When you stack that super balance on top of a paid-off family home worth $1.5 million, the math starts to write itself. The combined total pushes effortlessly past that $3 million mark. For older generations, extreme wealth didn't require a massive executive salary. Getting into the property market early and feeding their super accounts for 30 years allowed the system to build the wealth for them. This chart compares typical wealth across age groups today. A young household aged 25 to 40 holds about $330,000 in wealth, while those in the middle-aged cohort sit at $959,000. Beyond this age gap, KPMG modeling shows that the entire middle wealth group, families worth between $300,000 and $900,000, is now actively shrinking. Because that middle ground is disappearing, the modern blueprint to $3 million requires more than the traditional path. It relies on two specific behavioral tools: a dedicated share portfolio and a high savings rate. These flow diagrams illustrate why income alone isn't enough. A household earning $250,000 a year that spends $240,000 retains almost nothing. But a household earning $130,000 with a 30% retention valve feeds a growing reservoir of capital. If you direct $1,500 a month of that saved income into a diversified index fund with an average 8% return, that habit alone traces a growth curve that reaches over $2.1 million by age 60. The household sitting in the top 5% also maintains strict debt discipline. You won't find them carrying balances on platinum credit cards or rolling over novated leases on depreciating new cars. Instead, they use debt smartly. They borrow strictly to acquire assets that grow in value, paying down the principal while their investments compound quietly in the background. Without 20 years of booming real estate prices on your side, time in the market and an aggressive savings rate matter far more than generating a massive gross income. When you actually cross the $3 million mark, the financial mechanics fade into the background. The psychological reality of holding that wealth is entirely different. Hitting the target doesn't change your everyday suburban routines. You still scan your groceries, tap your debit card, and go about your daily life. What actually changes is the pressure. The 3 a.m. worry about a sudden job loss disappears. The stress over a surprise medical bill or emergency repair simply evaporates. That deep baseline of financial security entirely removes the fear of running out of money during retirement. The ultimate goal of the $3 million path isn't to buy luxury or social status. It is about using decades of disciplined, ordinary choices to purchase absolute peace of mind.